All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's monthly Healthy Longevity webinar series hosted by the Center for Excellence in Aging and Longevity at San Diego State University. My name is Jocelyn Protopappas, and I'll be your host today. Our monthly Healthy Longevity webinar series aim to lift up the work of students, researchers, and professionals in the field of aging. Today's topic covers something that is very near and dear to my heart as the facilitator of our Age-Friendly University Steering Committee at San Diego State University, and that is ageism in higher education. Our guest today will be talking about how ageism impacts non-traditional age students and our multi-generational workforce in higher education. Before we get started today, there's a few housekeeping things just to know about. Today's session is being recorded, so it will be available for later viewing on the SEAL website. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to submit them in our chat. I will be tracking the chat for our guest as she speaks, and we'll get back to you promptly, but we'll answer all questions that you have for the presenter at the end of the presentation. So with that being said, to guide us in today's conversation, we are very excited to have Claire Grimes with us. Claire is a graduate student at San Diego State University, where she's earning her master's degree in social work. She currently serves as an MSW intern with the Social Policy Institute and has generously shared her time, skills, and insights with us here at SEAL. Her areas of interest include integrating faith into social work practice, as well as developing policies and programs that create meaningful impact. Claire approaches all of her work with deep passion and commitment, and she was recognized with the Social Work Student of the Year award in her undergraduate studies. She is driven by a vision to transform systems for the betterment of all, especially underserved and marginalized communities. When she graduates, which will be in just a few weeks, Claire plans to dedicate her career to creating lasting and positive change. So please welcome me today in joining Claire. And Claire, I will turn the mic over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jocelyn, for that introduction. And hello, everyone, and welcome to our Healthy Longevity webinar series. I'm super excited to be presenting today on this topic of ageism in higher education. It's become a topic of interest for me with the work I've been able to do here with SEAL and the Social Policy Institute. And I think very relevant to today, as I'm sure most of you, if not all, are aware of our increasing number of older adult population and our our great need for a bigger workforce to serve this population in the upcoming years. So yes, so I'll be presenting this research that I've been doing, and I hope that you find it interesting and educational today. And so yeah, thanks for joining us again, and we'll go ahead and get started. So here are the objectives that I have for us today. After our time together, I hope that you'll be able to identify the pros and cons of being a traditional aged student in higher education, to recognize and discuss the importance of integrating older adults into higher education, and engage in strategies to combat ageism as well. So some lofty goals, but I think we'll be able to do it. And so before we dive in, I want to start off with this quote by Nancy Morrill Howell. So she said that if we're lucky enough to live a long time, we will experience ageism. Ageism is discrimination against one's future self. So working toward a more age-just society will benefit all of us. I really loved this quote when I found it, because I think it's a good reminder that we should all be engaged in this work. We may be younger today and think that we have, the world at our fingertips and think that this isn't going to affect us, but we will all face the beauty and challenges that come with aging. And so we should all be engaged in this work to create a better society for those who are older today and those who will be older in the future. So with that little reminder, let's begin with a little introduction on aging. So here's the facts. Older adults comprise a major portion of the US population. As I'm sure many, if not all of you, have already heard in potentially other webinars you've attended, the older adult population is about to increase drastically. So this graph here on the slide compares the US population in 1960 to what's expected in 2060. And it's really easy to see the drastic shift, not only in population size, but also age demographics. By 2040, it's expected that 22% of Californians will be 65 years of age or older, which is up from 14% in 2020 and is an increase by 59% overall. The shift in age demographics will require shifts in public life. An older adult population means that workers will be older, potentially needing more accommodations in the office as well as in public life. Older adults face many different challenges today. Loneliness and isolation are chief among them, which I'm sure many are already also not knowledgeable about. So some suggest a greater effort and emphasis on intergenerational collaboration and community to solve these issues of isolation. As I have on the quote on the screen here, that intergenerational communities increase social, recreational, and volunteer opportunities that build a sense of community and improve health, mental health, and self-esteem while saving dollars. And another researcher found that intergenerational programs can improve reading, socio-emotional learning, depressive symptoms, and numerous other benefits for kids and teens. And older adults in multi-generational programs often experience decreased social isolation, greater life satisfaction and cognitive functioning, and a reduction in falls and fragility. So obviously these intergenerational connections are really important and vital to the health and well-being, not only of our older adult population, but also the younger population. And so this intergenerational involvement is important on a plethora of levels, and there are many benefits. Chief among them are the health benefits, so that older adults will be able to live happy and healthy lives as they live longer. When it comes to higher education, age diversity has always been a great part of campus life, including, among other pieces of diversity. And so while older adults make up much of the demographics in higher education, they aren't often thought of in the traditional college setting. While they may not always make up the majority, non-traditional age students are a big part of campus life. And non-traditional age students are defined as students that are 25 years of age or older. So this is outside of the expected age demographics of a college student, which would typically be right out of high school. One study even found that older students recognize the marketing to younger adults throughout their campuses, specifically to students directly from high school. This can be seen easily in university applications. These typically only ask about experiences a student would have had if they had just come out of high school, and doesn't allow for non-traditional age students to easily share their unique experiences past high school. However, the reality that colleges and universities are already the reality is that colleges and universities are already a multi-generational place. Advances in medicine and technology have allowed people to live longer lives than generations before us. This means that adults are working longer and looking to higher education to meet their professional needs for their longer working lives. The aftermath of COVID also changed the workplace and resulted in many layoffs. So some older adults have responded to this by returning to school to earn degrees and certificates that they didn't previously have. Some older adults believe that they make better students due to their experience and maturity compared to traditional age students. They bring years of life experience that younger students haven't had yet to the classroom, which allows for greater diversity in perspectives and benefits both traditional and non-traditional age students. As we can see here on the screen, I have pulled up some stats on the San Diego State workforce. We can see in this example that over 30% of both faculty and staff are over the age of 50. And if we decrease the age number to 40, then it becomes over 70%. And something we forget is that higher education is filled with older adult faculty and staff. Institutions of higher education are the perfect place to integrate intergenerational learning because it's already an intergenerational space. One of the impending issues for higher education is the enrollment cliff. Beginning this fall, institutions of higher ed will see a decrease in the number of incoming freshmen. This is a result of people having less kids and yeah, just the population, not increasing as much as it has in the past. And so increasing access for non-traditional age students to attend college and university is a possible solution for this enrollment cliff. However, even in a study where participants recognize the importance of implementations like more financial aid for older adults, which isn't typically accessible, they didn't see this as a feasible opportunity in our current climate. But this could be the solution to keeping more campuses open and engaged in the face of this enrollment cliff. So if we look at some demographics, we can look back at the years of from 2010 to 2021. There was a drop in college enrollment by 15%. And by 2041, there's an expected 13% drop as well, which is equal to about 500,000 students. And this is just a general number for the whole United States. Some states will feel this impact even more. For example, Illinois is expected to have a 32% drop, California a 29% drop, and New York a 27% drop. In 2022 alone, only 62% of high school graduates enrolled directly into college. And each college closure translates to an average loss of 265 jobs and $67 million in annual economic impact. The statistics speak for themselves. There's a lot to lose if colleges and universities don't find a way forward through the enrollment cliff. Campuses also hold appeal for older adult learners wanting to stay engaged. San Diego State's main campus alone, as we can see on this slide, hosts over 6,700 students over 25. And in our global campus, the number of non-traditional age students far surpasses that of the traditional aged, which is on the right side of this graph. These stats show that older adults are looking to be engaged in higher education, but the question is, how can we engage them further on main campus, at least specifically for San Diego State? So with all this background in mind, let's get into the real reason why you're all here today, which is to learn about strategies to help combat ageism in higher education. So research suggests several different approaches to addressing this ageism. First is engaging diverse stakeholders. And by doing this, it will help campuses understand the specific needs of students, faculty, staff, and younger and older people in general, as each demographic has different needs. And in order to address these needs, they all need to be considered and known. One small way a college or university can address ageism additionally is by changing admissions applications to include experience outside high school, which is something I mentioned earlier. So older adults have so much more life experience than the traditional college age student just out of high school. And creating an application where non-traditional age students can share their experiences will not only show inclusivity and allow them to express themselves, but yeah, it won't limit them to a traditional application that we have today. In addition to this, raising awareness is a simple approach to combating ageism in higher ed, especially if the campus is already engaged in age-inclusive practices. This could look like a campus-sponsored social media campaign. It could be providing information and education on age bias and working in age-diverse environments. In addition to this, it could include utilizing DEI initiatives to include older adults, as much as that might be decreasing in some places. Here in California, it seems that we'll be continuing to stay faithful to the DEI initiatives, and we have to remember that as important as it is to bring in race diversity, age inclusivity is a part of that as well as many other factors. And another thing that Nancy Morrow said, if you'll remember her from the quote at the beginning, she stated that although focus group participants acknowledge the pervasive ageism in these highly age-segregated institutions, age is not regarded as an important factor to address in their programming. So this could be a space where utilizing the DEI initiatives comes to play, as well as bias training. That could be an additional way to help faculty and staff address ageism that they may not even be aware within their classrooms and within the university. And lastly, older and non-traditional age students are an untapped resource in the higher ed community. As I've said previously, they bring in knowledge and expertise that traditional age students don't have yet. And so this can really bring a richness to the learning environment and to the classroom, as well as the campus in general. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, initiatives in the age-friendly space is the Age-Friendly Universities Initiative. And so this initiative was established in 2012 by a group of researchers at Dublin City University. This was also done in partnership with Arizona State University and the University of Strathclyde in Scotland. So the Age-Friendly University Initiative created a global network of universities that create age-inclusive spaces across their campuses and around the world. They do this by creating age-friendly policies and practices across fields. There are currently 110 universities within the AFU initiative, and in order for a university to be considered age-friendly, they must adhere to the following 10 principles of an age-friendly university. As a general overview of the principles, these campuses include older adults in core activities. They encourage students seeking second careers. They recognize the range of educational needs, promote intergenerational learning, and create greater access for online learning. They include older adults in their research agenda. They bring awareness of the longevity dividend, increasing health outcomes alongside aging. They enhance access to enhance access to health and wellness programs and cultural activities, engage in the university's own retired community, and create dialogue around the interests of the aging population. And so we're going to dive into a few examples in the following slides. So globally, we have Dublin City University, which, as you'll remember, is where the Age-Friendly University Initiative was established in 2012. Over 2,000 older people visit DCU to take part in wellness, cultural, social, research, and educational opportunities on a weekly basis, which brings a richness to the university campus, promotes intergenerational engagement. Additionally, this helps challenge stereotypes and combat ageism on campus. And these on-campus events include painting sessions, museum and library visits, game nights, and other workshops as well. On a national level, Arizona State University is based here in the United States. And in the United States overall, there are 80 age-friendly universities. Currently, Arizona State is the host institution for the Age-Friendly University Global Network, and again, was one of the founders of the initiative in 2012. Arizona State is committed to advancing education, research and service opportunities for learners of all ages. And they invite their older adult community to engage in their campus as members of dissertation and research committees, as advisors in their centers, as speakers and participants in their classes, and amongst other activities. Locally here within California, there are 13 universities currently signed onto the Age-Friendly University Initiative, and you'll see a list of them here on the slide. The University of Southern California was the first in California that signed on to the initiative. Here at San Diego State, we have a lot of age-friendly initiatives and work that we are a part of that we at SEAL have started and are currently working on. One of these is our age-friendly cities, where we collaborate with cities to make their spaces more appropriate for all ages. We like to use this saying, and maybe Jocelyn can remember who said it because I can't, but we like to say if it works for an 8-year-old and it works for an 80-year-old, then it works for everyone. So we want to make sure that we're creating and helping cities create spaces that everyone can enjoy and take part in. In addition to this, we are part of the Age-Friendly University Initiative. So on campus, we have a steering committee that invites students, faculty, staff, and community members to give advice and drive the Age-Friendly University Initiative here at San Diego State. And Jocelyn told me that there are openings, so if you're interested in serving, you can go ahead and contact her. In addition to these initiatives, we have a community call hub, which was formerly known as the Intergenerational Call Hub. This connects students and older adults on a weekly basis where we can help older adults just um, have more interaction, hopefully decreasing their loneliness and their isolation. We have a 60 plus waiver on campus where older adults can return to school at discounted rates for classes. As you know, now we have the Healthy Longevity webinar series that you're currently taking a part of. And we use this to support students, faculty, staff, and professionals working in the field of aging to lift up their work that they're doing and to give them a space to share that with us. We are initiating, hopefully, a age-friendly university month in October. So we're hoping that this will become a month where we can celebrate age diversity on campus. And lastly, we have a spring symposium that we do yearly. So this is actually occurring next week for us, where this year we'll hold movie screenings and have discussions on aging with expert speakers and opportunities for collaboration within the community. As we can see with all of these examples, there are a lot of ways that universities can support their non-traditional age students and their older adults on campuses. And so what's the point? What should you take away from this webinar? If you don't remember anything else from today, I hope you remember these following points on the screen. Firstly, I hope you remember that non-traditional age students bring unique perspectives to the university campus. Secondly, intergenerational connections are beneficial and inevitable in our current world climate. We see this in our workplace and personal lives already. Thirdly, several universities are already doing the hard work of bringing awareness and inclusion into the aging space and into the university space. So if you join this initiative, you wouldn't be alone in joining in the work. And lastly, we are all aging. By creating an age-friendly environment today, we create one for our future selves as well. However, if we wait to invest in dismantling this ageism, we risk becoming victims of our own discrimination. So with those reminders, I just want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for joining this webinar series and just being a part of this. I hope this was educational and informative. And I think we're going to open up the rest of the time for any questions that you guys have. So Jocelyn, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you, Claire. Does anybody have any questions in the chat or that they'd like to ask Claire? While you daydream up those questions, I'm just going to put out a few plugs about what Claire talked about. I really want to encourage anybody who's on today's webinar to visit the SEAL website. On our website, you will find an entire page dedicated to all of the work that we're doing with the Age-Friendly University. Like Claire had mentioned, we have an intergenerational or community call hub where we connect students and older adults in our community. We have the Age-Friendly Steering Committee, which I'm actively recruiting for. So we are looking for students, members of our San Diego community, and then staff and faculty from the university. We really want to make this initiative something that is more widely known on campus and has big impacts. So we're looking for movers and shakers if anybody wants to join the committee. I also want to just note that our next month for our Healthy Longevity webinar series, we are having Aging with Pride, which will be about the challenges and successes of caregivers in the LGBTQ community. If you'd like to attend that, you can find that link. I'll send it out after this, but you can find it on our website or in the email following this. And besides that, I have to plug our symposium, like Claire said, that's coming up next week. We've been putting a lot of hard work into this bad boy. So please feel free to join us there. It's going to be a lot of fun. The first day is a film screening, and the second day is going to be a speaker series. So a lot of exciting, engaging opportunities. And finally, our Age-Friendly University Month. That's something that I'm slowly building up. So again, I need some movers and shakers if anybody wants to help and support. If we have, okay, so Marissa said, thank you for the presentation. Anything like this going on in North County colleges? That is a very good question,
I would
Marissa.
have to check. I'm like, I gotta remember all the different
All the different Southern California universities.
Yes. I'm like, let me go back on the slides a little bit, maybe. Let's see. Whoops. Oh goodness. Okay, there we go. Um, doesn't seem like it at the moment,
Yeah.
but
It doesn't mean that they're, yeah, I think the one thing to kind of remember with all of this age-friendly work is that just because they're not a designated university doesn't mean that there aren't
mhm,
age-friendly initiatives happening there.
mhm, yeah,
So the designation does take work to get there. So there may be something going on at the North County colleges that we're not 100% aware of. And let's hope.
mhm,
Let's hope.
yes,
Um,
definitely. And something to initiate in case if there isn't or get a part of as well.
absolutely. And I wanted to say a final thing. I know Claire brought up the DEI stuff earlier, and the Center for Inclusive Excellence on SDSU's campus just assisted us with adding ageism awareness and ageism day to their like DEI website and toolkit. So that was a very exciting step in the right direction for a little victory. I like to have one small victory a month with this age friendly university stuff. So that was a victory a couple months ago. Okay. Well, thank you all again for attending today. Claire, you rock. Thank you so much for your presentation. Um, we hope you will all join us again in June for our next upcoming webinar. And anybody interested in any of the work that we're doing at SDSU, please feel free to reach out to me. You'll get an email from me after this presentation today. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Jocelyn.